What the?
Hello everyone, my name is Stevie Cade and welcome to Film Trigger. Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's return to cinema since the whole, Justice League thing. He's finally getting back to work. Now, is this worth the wait? And we're gonna dive into that because the whole zombie thing, it's a little overdone. So does he breathe new life into this genre, or is it kind of just the same old thing over and over again? Let's discuss that in the comments section, but before we dive into this review, if you could, hit that subscribe button and the little bell ding thing so you get notified every time I upload a new video, and it helps support this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and now let's review Army of the Dead. I've been waiting for this movie for a while. I've been excited to see Zack Snyder get behind the camera and start directing films again. I know what he just went through with Justice League and all that crap at Warner Brothers was a very hard time for him, not just in his business, but in his personal life. So I am happy to see him out there, and I'm excited to do the review for this movie, and I have been excited to watch it. So with that being said, let's dive immediately into what I like about this film. And that is the concept, the zombie heist movie. This is a new idea. And, well, I mean, come on, I like heist movies. And I think the goal with heist movies is what can you do with a heist movie to make it, well, to amp it up, to make it more interesting, to make the stakes higher. And that's how I look at this movie. I don't see it as a zombie movie as much as a heist movie with zombies.
There's $200 million in the vault with a 32-hour window. This should be a simple in and out.
But not only that, I like the fact that this zombie world it's confined. The zombies are confined into one space, and life outside of that has moved, fairly normally since. Now, how they contain the zombies is something that we'll talk about a little later. For all intents and purposes, I really like this concept. It seems fun. It seems like a great heist movie with zombies, and I am on board with it. And what comes with this movie is something that I didn't expect. There was this parallel of today's COVID-19 political climate, specifically when the military police guy, Bert, the creepy rapey guy, he starts calling them out and saying, symptoms of this is being belligerent. Let me check your temperature. Deet, deet. Oh, you're safe. I don't know, there was this really weird parallel, and I don't know if that is intentional or unintentional, because Zack wrote this movie a very long time ago, but he may have updated it for today's, political climate or what have you. But I did like that. I like that I could be in that moment and understand, in some sort of weird way, what that would feel like. And come on, we've all been a little concerned at times that maybe life could go this way with COVID-19. So yeah, there's a little parallel going on there, and I like that. That connected me a little bit more with the characters, what's going on, and how that power can be abused. I really enjoyed this entire cast. Zack Snyder always does one thing, if not anything else, perfectly, and that's hire the right people to play the roles that he sees fit. There was a lot of comedic scenes, but I never thought anything flew too far into comedy or too far into dramatics. But I will say the exception of that is the fiercely emotional scenes, of like when somebody has to kill somebody they don't want to kill. I mean, those scenes are very impactful, and these actors pulled this off and made the movie very well balanced in that sense. And specifically, Dave Bautista shined in this movie. I will admittedly say that I don't know this actor too much other than Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. And I've seen trailers with him in it, like in other movies, and I just wasn't interested. I'm like, oh, he's going to go the Rock route, or, this John Cena route, or what have you. But this movie surprised me. His acting was actually really good. I'm not going to say he's like the best actor in the movie, But he did surprise me, and it made me excited for like his future films that he's got coming. Like, I want to see what this guy can do. And in this movie, he truly impressed me, and I felt for his character, and he drew me into that with the way, not just his vocal acting or the way he said his lines, but the true emotion that he showed on his face in these very hard and intense moments that he had to experience throughout the film. This is all around a fun movie. I've watched this movie 4 times before I reviewed it. Yes, and I had every intention to review it every time I watched it, but yeah, it's life, man, life. Couldn't do it. So I always went back to refresh before I actually wrote my review, and then I finally wrote it down, and I never got bored. I enjoyed this movie from beginning to end every time. There are a few parts here and there, and I really got to dive deep into what I don't like in certain aspects, but overall, when it comes to just watching this movie, eating some popcorn and sitting back and just watching a fun zombie flick, this movie delivers on that. It's got great comedy, it's got great dramatics, and it delivers on what a zombie film should be. So yes, that goes on what I like. This movie is a great watch for sure. Now, some things that I'm on the fence about when it comes to this film, and that is right out of the gate, the opening credit scene. I'm on the fence with it because it's actually beautifully done. Like, when he starts out and that guy's like, here we go, boys, and 1 and 2, and plays the piano bit, and why these, naked zombies are coming and killing everybody. It's very Zombieland-esque. And I like that. I think that's a great way to entertain your audience while showing them the credits of the movie. But then there's a point, like right about when they show that Elvis zombie thing, where I feel like that should have been done. And then the music slows down, and everything kind of takes a tonal shift. It's the same song, but now it's just like somber a cappella version, and it just lingered on. It just kept going and going, and then eventually we're just getting this behind the scenes look at a photo shoot. I don't know. It was weird. It started off great. Not a big fan of how that opening credit scene ended. Collectively, on the fence. Another thing I'm on the fence about when it comes to this movie is that there are no real new concepts of zombies. Everything I've seen in this movie, I've seen before, which sucks because, as I said earlier, Zack Snyder wrote this movie a long time ago when he was doing Dawn of the Dead, and that came out in 2004. So if this movie would have came out in 2005, 6, 7, 8, like, it still would have been ahead of its time, and it's such a missed opportunity. And that's why I'm on the fence about it, because I know like the creativeness was there, but there was no real follow through with any of this stuff until it's late in the game. Everyone has zombie fatigue now, and I was expecting to see something new, but I didn't. I saw a lot of I Am Legend in here and Zombieland, and then obviously your just obvious zombie stuff. Like I've seen this. I've seen all of this. The only new concept to it was the heist. That was a creative way to keep my interest, and even that turned into a fallible thing. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. But it's just a whole bunch of repurposed concepts. Nothing really new here. So, sorry, Zack. I think you had original concepts when they were original, but you got a little late in the game in making this movie and producing it for the audience that is now, as I said before, in zombie fatigue. Sorry. Sucks. Scott Ward, played by David Bautista. Now, the reason why I'm on the fence with this guy is because Dave does such a good job of portraying his emotions, his integrities, what his backstory is, and where he comes from. I feel for this character. I want this character to, I don't know, I want this character to win. He's the one you're rooting for, right? But my issue with this character is that he's also supposed to be this leader of the team, and he, in no way, shape, or form, leads this team. Not at all. Not even a little bit. They all kind of lead him. He just points a gun and is the biggest guy in the room. And he's the one getting paid and, allocating, all the payments. But, besides that, he doesn't lead anybody. He doesn't foresee problems coming. He doesn't delegate people what to do. He's literally just walking around with a gun. And when things happen, he just walks somewhere else with a gun. He doesn't guide the team in any sort of way. And that's why I'm on the fence with him, because I thought he was the leader. That's why this easy peasy lemon squeezy guy, hired him. I thought that's why he hired him, because he's a leader. He can get to this goal. But no, he's just there, kind of just fumbling around, trying to earn the love of his daughter back, or what have you. All right, moving right along with what I don't like about this movie. The heist of $200 million being essentially a MacGuffin. That's what it is. It's a thing that they're chasing for no real apparent reason. They think that's the goal, but that's not the real goal. It just carries the characters forward through the movie, and we find out in surprise twist ending that the real goal is to get the zombie queen head so they can use that head and make their own army, and the military will pay way more than $200 million. So that's the real goal. Why couldn't that just be the goal the whole time? Zack, you made a heist movie and took the heist out of it. There was no real heist. There was no success. Nobody won the heist. I mean, Dave's character, he gave her that wad of cash at the end, but you took the heist out of the heist movie, man. I wasn't a big fan of that twist ending. It didn't work for me. The civilians lost in Las Vegas. Specifically, Scott's daughter. I can't remember her name at the moment, but she joined the team just to find her friend who has kids and what have you. Okay, it's another MacGuffin. It's another thing. Pointless plot. I don't like it. It actually, ironically, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, but it reminded me of the Russian family in Justice League. Just pointlessly put in there. There's no real need for it to happen except to get the daughter onto the team, and that could have been written in a little differently. So yeah, not a big fan of that aspect. Using shipping crates to keep out the zombies. That's a great idea if you don't have smart zombies, which we have in this movie. I mean, there obviously there's the zombies, the lower level zombies that go around mindlessly, and that will keep them out. But you literally have this zombie, like the king zombie guy. He climbed that Statue of Liberty thing, was on top of it with his spear and cape blowing in the wind. What's stopping him and the other alpha zombies from climbing these crates? Nothing. Nothing is stopping them. So the whole creating the wall thing, we're gonna create a wall, the hugest wall, it's not the best idea. At least it wasn't utilized best. Good concept for ground zombies, not great concept for cape spear wielding zombies. All right, this next thing, it's hard to say. I don't know. Maybe I should have put this on what I'm on the fence about. I'm not sure. The safe cracker guy, Ludwig. I liked his character. As a matter of fact, he made me miss Anton Yelchin so bad. Anton Yelchin being from, the 2009 Star Trek movie and also Terminator Salvation. And he had a very unfortunate sudden death. And I thought that was a great actor, and he reminded me a lot of that actor. And so every time I see him on screen, I was like, oh, I bet Anton Yelchin would have been great in this role too. So either way, with that aside, the guy playing the character, Ludwig, did a great job. But it's the character itself that I started having a problem with. When he's sitting there dialing down, the safe, listening very closely to the clicks. Why didn't he just have the combination? You were hired by the owner of this building. The guy who set up all security measures for this entire operation, and before everything to protect that money is the owner's thing. That's what he does. Why wouldn't he have that information for you? And the blueprints for the booby traps. I feel like all of this should have been explained or handed off to them to make them getting the money easier. But since we find out that's not the real reason why they're there, I find it even more suspicious that they didn't ask for it. It was never questioned. Well, why don't you just give us the combination or tell us how to surpass the booby traps? Once I started thinking about that, it really bugged me. I might keep it on what I don't like, but it's teetering in that fine line of being what I don't like when I'm on the fence about it when it comes to this movie. Because every time he listens to that safe, clicking down, trying to figure out what the code is, I'm just going to think he could have just asked for the code and rightfully should have gotten it. There was no reason for him not to have it. And I do have some petty points when it comes to this film. And if you don't know what petty points are, well, petty points are what I do when I am, well, being petty about things. Zombie tiger. Man, cool, right? Let's talk about this. Is a zombie tiger really scarier than a regular tiger? Think about it. If you're walking along the street and you see a human on one side of the street, and you're like, oh, hi, human. Have a good day. See you later, human. And you mind your business. If you see a zombie human frothing at the mouth, running at you, you will immediately defend yourself or run the opposite way. Either way, you are not in the same situation. Now, other side of the street, you see a tiger loose and about. You will probably get scared and run away. If I see a zombie tiger, I will do the same exact thing for the same exact reason. There's no real reason for me to be scared, more scared of a zombie tiger than a regular tiger. Some could argue, well, a regular tiger can turn you into a zombie. That's true, but still, the part that scares me the most is how it's going to turn me into a zombie, which would be how a regular tiger would just straight up eat me. So, being petty, is a zombie tiger really much more scarier than a regular tiger? He looks badass though, I'll give you that.
What is this? It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
Dude with the saw at the beginning, and then like he stops other dude like, hey, don't touch my saw. We never see him use the saw. Well, I mean, except for the opening credits. After that, it is used, but we don't see him use it on zombies. I've watched it 4 times. Haven't noticed it. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But maybe I'm not. Maybe you're wrong in thinking that you did see him use it besides those opening credits, because I don't think you did.
You ready to play?
Zombie turning times. Now, rightfully, this is something that you could blame all zombie genres for, or zombie movies for rather, because they're all guilty of this, or at least most of the ones that I've watched are guilty for this same thing. Hey, I'm gonna bite this stupid character, and all of a sudden he's turned into a zombie. I'm gonna bite this important character, and he's gonna have time to say goodbye to his loved ones before he turns. The Walking Dead is guilty of this. 28 Days Later is guilty of this. They're all guilty of this, and well, just seeing it in this one, it's like, come on, can we just get past this saying goodbye moment? No, there's no second chances. Motherfucker got bit, and you're gonna get bit if you don't get away. Let's not give daddy a hug. Let's shoot the guy in the head and, save humanity. You selfish bastard. Overall, as I said before, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I've watched it 4 times and not really bored of it, but diving deep into certain areas, there are things that are just tiring, exhausting, because I've seen it so many times. And there's a lot of little character developments that I'm not on board with because they either seem pointless or they're MacGuffin driven, or some things just don't work. But overall, this movie does a good job entertaining me. And even though zombie fatigue is a thing definitely with me, I still enjoyed this film. So for all these reasons, I'm giving this movie a solid C.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
There you have it, my review for Army of the Dead, the long-awaited Zack Snyder back to filmography film. Let me know what you guys think about this movie in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell ding thing so you continue getting content from this channel and supporting this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. Just discuss with me. What do you agree with me about this movie? Do you disagree with me? And on what? And what subjects? I'm pretty active down there, so I'd really like to hear what you have to say. And just be nice, or don't be nice. If you're a dick, I'm a dick. Fuck you. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out some more of my videos and watch parties. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.
They're not what you think they are. They're smarter, they're faster, they're organized.